were not at Hogwarts anymore. Suddenly, you take them out on the road, and they feel very small in this very big world. And it's a very real world, and it's a very dangerous world.
Draco from Noticias, and I have two questions for you. The first one is, which was the most difficult part of playing Draco throughout this past 10 years? And the second one, if you could change something about your character, what would it be?
Wow. As far as the hardest stuff, certainly in the last few years it got a lot more difficult, or a lot more challenging rather than difficult. I got a lot more nervous as I got older actually. It didn't become any easier. And working with the likes of Ray Forens, who we see over your left shoulder, he was pretty terrifying to work with. So it took me a few days to actually get over the psychological side of actually working with all these fantastically, these actors who are my heroes. That took me a few weeks to get over that, or learn how to get over that. And sorry, again, your second question?
If you could change something about your character, what would it be?
I wouldn't change a thing, If anything, I would have made him run away from home, or try and flee from his awful parents. But really, he's a great character to play. He's very conflicted inside. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He doesn't know where his loyalties lie, so I wouldn't change a thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
La siguiente pregunta.
Actually, in hindsight, can I re-answer that question? I wish he didn't have blonde hair, because that would have saved me years worth of dyeing my hair. All in hindsight.
Okay. Ahora sí.
Hello.
Soy Gabino de la revista Kia y quiero hacer una pregunta retomando los valores del libro que después son reflejados en la película. Es sobre la discriminación, que quizá puede crear un efecto en los lectores jóvenes y los niños. Y particularmente este tema se ve reflejado en su personaje, Draco Malfoy. Y quería saber cuál es el reflejo en tu personaje, que es el efecto positivo o negativo actual, de representar este tema mediante tu personaje.
Wow. I have not a clue how to answer that one. Literally, I'm sorry, that doesn't make much sense to me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, I'm at a bit of wit's end there. I don't really know what to say. I didn't really understand the question fully, sorry.
What do you think about
Right, sorry, yes. What did the film say about discrimination? It's that whole Aryan race thing, certainly with Voldemort and the chosen blood, the pure bloods, is a very dictatorship, and we see it even today. It really reflects a lot of modern society, certainly what's happened in the past, and Voldemort really represents that dictator perfectly. He wants to get rid of the mixed blood and stick with the pure bloods, which of course is an insane idea, and it's nice for the world to see how insane that idea is through Voldemort. Clearly he's off his mind, and it's fantastic that it's represented in a way that is clearly so bizarre. The most amazing thing about it is to think that this has actually happened within the real kingdom in history. It's bizarre actually, because although the films are completely fictitious and they involve things that are completely foreign to Muggles, realistically the themes and the stories are very, very relevant to all of human life across the world, I think. That's one of the reasons why I think the stories resonate so well across the world. I hope that's close.
La siguiente pregunta.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you very much.
I'm Priscilla from Radio Formula, and I want to say, you was a child when you in these movies. Now, who is Tom Felton?
He's a young adult. It's very strange to think. It's terrible looking back at some of the early films, how small I started off and how high my voice was, and how round my face was as well. It was very chubby. It's very hard for me to explain exactly what it feels like to have grown up amongst the film. It's one of those things actually, because you're in it, you don't really see how big it is. It's only when you come to a country that you've never been before and there's 100 people waiting to hear what you have to say about it that you realise how epic the scale is of the film. It's a huge privilege, that's all I can really say. It's a massive privilege to have been part of it. I'll be eternally grateful, and I hope these films are remembered for centuries to come. Thank you.
La siguiente pregunta.
¿Qué tal, Tom?
Hello.
Buenas tardes. Edgar Martínez de Game Over. Tom, una generación ha crecido con la película de Harry Potter. ¿Qué mensaje le puedes dar a todos esos fans que han tomado el estilo de vida de la película de Harry Potter? Y bueno, personalmente, ¿tú te consideras realmente fan de la película? Digo, sabemos que estás trabajando en ella, pero ¿te consideras realmente fan, por ejemplo, del libro? E igualmente, pues, ¿cuál sería tu experiencia, a grandes rasgos, cuál sería tu experiencia dentro de esta película, de la participación dentro de esta película?
Yes, to answer one, I most certainly am a fan. I confess, I was a late fan. I wasn't one of the early ones who was a fan before actually being cast. I didn't even know what Harry Potter was when I went for the auditions, to be honest with you. But after reading, it was somewhere through the first one, I read the first and the second, and then from there on inwards, I was a huge Harry Potter fan. And as far as my message to the hundreds, well, to the millions of people that have been following not only the books but also the films for the last 10 years, I send masses of appreciation because those people are the reason that I'm sitting here today and we've been lucky enough to continue. It was never a plan from day one that we were going to make 7 or 8 films. We were going to make one film. And then due to the passion of the fans, we thought, well, producers thought, great, we'll do a second. And it's only because of their dedication and their love for the films that we are still here today. And personally, again, as a fan, it only makes it more exciting to have taken part in the last 10 years. Thank you.
Por acá la siguiente pregunta.
Hola, Tom, soy Edna, de Editorial Tucán.
Un momento, por favor.
Tengo 2 preguntas, una para Tom y una para Malfoy. Para Malfoy ¿cuál es su hechizo preferido?
Malfoy was never very good at spells, to be honest with you. I know my Jason, who plays my father, always says Avada Kedavra. That's not a very nice spell. I'm more of a fan of the Wingardium Leviosa, to be honest with you. It's the first spell I think he learned, and one of the few that maybe an Expelliarmus, he's quite keen on that as well. So yeah, he's got a whole range that he enjoys.
Y la segunda es, durante tus filmes, ¿en realidad Tom ha sentido miedo, realmente miedo al filmar?
Afraid of filming? No, not at all. I was very nervous actually, that's a lie. I was very, very nervous before filming Half-Blood Prince, purely because it was a very, very different approach to the character of Draco. Lots of credit has to go to David Yates. Not only has he been a wonderful director over the last 4 years, he's really installed a great confidence in myself, and he reassured me throughout. So yeah, if there were any nerves, and certainly lots of nerves working with these fantastic actors in the last 2 years, and I have to thank David Yates a lot really for reassuring me and making me feel a little bit confident